42 radical left-wing protesters were arrested in Israel during Tuesday's day of disruption as the Biden regime continues to push for regime change in the Holy Land. Israel's Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir warned the Biden insurrectionists, "Israel is no longer a star on the American flag. The USA has spent $15 million on radical left-wing subversives trying to destroy the Jewish state 2012 to 2021. Speaking to his bootlickers at CNN on the weekend, the mentally impaired, Soros-installed puppet president of the United States called the patriotic Israeli government one of the most extreme I've ever seen and refused to say when he would invite the prime minister of the USA's closest ally in the Mideast to the USA. On Monday, failed U.S. Ambassador to Israel Thomas Nides told the Wall Street Journal the Biden regime is trying to stop Israel from going off the rails with the reform of its out-of-control judicial system. At the same time, Joe Biden routinely interferes with the U.S. Supreme Court, calling it not a normal court for upholding the 14th Amendment guarantee of equal protection under the law. While the Biden administration continues to pursue patriots in the USA for insurrection, they are actively fostering the insurrection in Israel with $15 million, according to a new report by patriotic Israeli NGO Imturtsu. 70 left-wing non-governmental organizations active in Israel were sponsored with $240 million 2012 to 2021 by foreign governments, according to the Israel Registry of Foreign NGOs. The biggest sponsors were Germany, the EU, the USA and the UN. The USA paid $15 million in taxpayer dollars to radical left-wing organizations, including many of those involved in the violent insurrection against the Netanyahu government. Parents Circle Families Forum, $2,268,965, Pselem, $1,062,738, Association for Civil Rights in Israel ACRI, $167,881, IR Amin, $71,561, and Physicians for Human Rights, $22,252. Most of these non-governmental organizations are also funded by the New Israel Fund and George Soros Open Society Foundations, which specialize in treasonous and deadly color revolutions around the world. On Tuesday, the left-wing riots declared a day of disruption after the Knesset passed a bill prohibiting the left-wing Supreme Court from striking down laws over so-called unreasonableness. At least 42 people were arrested after clashing with police and violating public order. Protesters blocked major routes around the country including the entrances to Tel Aviv, Haifa and Jerusalem, Ynet reports. Israel Police Commissioner Kobi Shabtai instructed his forces to clear the roads so that emergency vehicles have clear passage. Shabtai has instructed the police to deal harshly with anyone who attempts to block roads, Arutz Shiva reports. Anarchists threatened to shut down Ben-Gurion Airport and march to the Prime Minister's house again, just like last week. 1,000 police officers will defend the only international airport in Israel from the rioters. 42 left-wing rioters have been arrested so far today, 16 were arrested on suspicion of disrupting order in the Tel Aviv district, 15 were arrested during disruptions of order in the Central District, 8 were arrested on suspicion of disrupting order in the Jerusalem District, and 3 were arrested on suspicion of violating order in the Coastal District, Arutz Shiva reports. One protester lit a torch under a squad car at the Kaplan Junction and was arrested on suspicion of disrupting order. President Biden needs to realize that we are no longer a star on the American flag, Security Minister Ben-Gvir said on Twitter.